Back to the daily grind, and shout out to the full-time patrons. Make sure to hit subscribe if you're new and hit thumbs up if you're not a baby back bagel biting bitch boy, cause you know what time it is. It's full time.
MMA.
It's your boy Taco Bell Wani, and in a last-ditch effort to avoid the Dustin Poirier rematch, I'm just kidding. No, but Eddie Alvarez is getting disrespectful again, trying to lure Nate Diaz out of retirement, I guess you could say. Nate Diaz hasn't fought since UFC 202, but I don't know if we would quite call him retired, although it might seem that way. But in all actuality, Nate Diaz, it looks like might just be waiting on the Conor McGregor rematch because it's big money. You know, Nate Diaz could probably fight Conor McGregor for like 20 million or fight one of these other guys for like 2 or 3 million, which is still a lot of money compared to what most UFC fighters make. But when you take into consideration Conor McGregor is still the lottery ticket, you kind of understand why Nate Diaz is on the sidelines as a fighter who's already got 2 fights with Conor McGregor, a win and a loss, and the whole world is waiting on the trilogy. So with that being said, Nate Diaz hasn't fought since his last fight with Conor McGregor. Meanwhile, there's fighters who realize Nate Diaz is also a lottery ticket in his own right, so they're trying to lure Nate Diaz into a fight with them and bait him into a fight, whether it's with trash talk, whatever they can do. They'll ask nicely, they'll be mean and ask. The fighters are just trying to get the same thing Nate Diaz kind of might be doing with the payday, because that's what Nate Diaz is now. He's a big name in the sport. So with that being said, Eddie Alvarez spoke with, I believe, ES News. It's like a boxing channel, if I'm not mistaken. I seen them a lot whenever it was like Conor versus Floyd. I think it's a boxing channel, but Eddie Alvarez spoke with them, and he was talking about his fight with one of Nate Diaz's teammates and where he beat Gilbert Melendez in the fight, and he said Nate Diaz was cage side. You know, he said after the fight, Nate Diaz was a little salty. You know, they got into a little altercation, not like a physical altercation, but he was like, "Yo, what's up?" And he was like, "You know, Nate Diaz was essentially like, you just beat my homeboy. You think I'm cool with you?" And Eddie out, he said him and Nate Diaz, if Nate Diaz really wants to fight, they don't really like each other ever since he beat his teammate up right in front of Nate Diaz. So since then, he did say in the same interview though, he's like, "I'm cool with Nick Diaz now." You know what I'm saying? It's just he just knows I don't like his little brother. I invited Nick Diaz to one of my after parties. He's came through. We're cordial. It's not like, you know, fuck the Diaz's. It's just me and Nate got something we gotta handle. And with that being said, they're both lightweights. Both of these guys are coming off of, well, Eddie Alvarez has fought since Conor McGregor, but Eddie Alvarez lost his lightweight title to Conor McGregor when Conor McGregor became the champ. So both of these guys do have fights with Conor McGregor since he's been this huge star, which would make Nate Diaz versus Eddie Alvarez a bigger fight than a lot of people, you know, than a lot of other fights in the lightweight division. Eddie Alvarez and Nate Diaz stock rose greatly when they fought Conor McGregor, and Nate Diaz skyrocketed when he beat Conor McGregor. So with that being said, their stock is still very high as lightweights. So if they were to match up, you know, you could for sure, Conor McGregor's going to be all through that promotion. You think Conor McGregor's not going to be not just taking shots, but they're going to be using his replay. Conor McGregor would help sell that fight even if unintentionally. He would be like, "I beat both of these dudes. You know, they're both battling to see who fights me next." Even though these guys, I'm sure no one would like to frame it like, "Oh yeah, we're both of Conor McGregor's opponents." But I'm just saying that would be a reality, and that would make the fight bigger. Both of these guys are very popular lightweights. They're in the same division. But with that being said, Eddie Alvarez has been fighting. He's coming off of a fight with Justin Gaethje. First one to beat Justin Gaethje. First one to finish Justin Gaethje. But also he had that no contest with Dustin Poirier, which a lot of people feel like maybe it's time for that rematch. Even though Dustin Poirier might have moved past Eddie Alvarez, but still the lightweight title situation is still kind of tied up, although it's getting better with Khabib Nurmagomedov as the champion. Tony Ferguson is out with an injury. Conor McGregor is stripped, but we've still got a lot of lightweights, you know, since Conor McGregor's been gone, that are vying for a #1 title fight. I mean, you could legitimately say Dustin Poirier deserves the title shot right now. Tony Ferguson, Conor McGregor. Hell, even Eddie Alvarez had a case for a title fight before Dustin Poirier picked up 2 wins. So still a lot going on. I'll keep you guys updated with that. But with that being said, Eddie Alvarez has took some more shots trying to lure Nate Diaz into a fight. I ain't even mad at Eddie, because if Nate Diaz does come out to fight, that's going to be a big payday for both of them. But I ultimately think the biggest payday for Nate Diaz, of course, is if he waits on Conor McGregor. Now, I don't know if Nate Diaz loses. Does that take away from the Conor McGregor trilogy? I'm not sure. Who knows? But with that being said, make sure you subscribe if you're new, and of course, I'll keep you guys updated. Let the full-time fan know what you think in the comments. I'm out. And as always, thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit the subscribe button and also hit the notification bell right next to it so you're notified every time I upload a video. I'm out.
This is #1 bullshit.